40.
The Fall Nationals in Indianapolis usually means two things: foul weather and Bigfoot reigning over the competition. Due in large part to this man, Andy Brass. But the most successful driver in monster truck racing history has announced he's stepping down when the season is over. Dan Runte looks to be the one who will take the reins of the Big Blue Ford. The current series leader thirsts for his first championship, but the man whose shoes he'll try to fill stands in his way. This is Trucks and Tractor Power, featuring the best in MTRA monster truck racing. Today from the Indiana State Fairgrounds in Indianapolis, it's the four-wheel and off-road Jamboree Fall Nationals. Stop number 12 of the Penda Points Series. Andy Brass in Bigfoot has been a kingpin in monster truck competition for so many seasons. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Lee, and welcome to Trucks and Tractor Power here on the National Network. You know, I have to apologize. I'm a bit embarrassed. It seems like every time we come to my hometown, it is cool and wet. Although it's partly cloudy right now, it's been raining all weekend with more rain in the forecast. And speaking of raining, the guy who has reigned over this event for the past 4 years is Andy Brass. Now, it has to be a bittersweet weekend for Andy. This is his final weekend of monster truck competition. Yes, Andy is leaving the Bigfoot organization to pursue other motorsports interests. Now, it's also the final weekend of the Penda Points Series Championship. And Andy finds himself in a tight points battle with, of all people, his teammate Dan Runte. So here with more on the complexion of the championship is my colleague, Army Armstrong.
Gary, there's all kinds of stories going down here at Indianapolis Jamboree. First of all, the big news is Runte's out, Brass is still in, so Brass can close in on this national championship. Now, if Andy Brass is going to step down as a national champion, I guarantee he's not going to retire easy. He's going to go through that door screaming and hollering. He's put the handwriting on the wall today. He's not going to roll over for anybody. Speaking of handwriting on the wall, the qualifying session was awesome. Trucks breaking, tearing all kinds of stuff up just to get into this truck field of 12 fastest monster trucks in the world, because everybody wanted to be the last guy to get a shot at Andy Brass. Some of them get a chance to do it, but the big story, like I said, Runte's not going to be one of them. Gary, what does that do to the national points chase?
Well, looking now at the standings, Army, after this round one, now Brass has picked up 30 points on Runte. If he continues to win, he could pick up 250 points and regain the points lead with a win in round two, then start stockpiling the points because Runte's on the sideline after this run in round one against Pam Botters. Now, Dan breaks something on the Power Wheels Bigfoot. And of course, the win goes to Botters at 6:17. Look at the water still standing in the shutdown area. There's a look at the Power Wheels Bigfoot. Something wrong with the transmission. Now, also in round one, Fred Schaefer, far lane, the Barefoot Dodge against Andy Brass in the Bigfoot Cruiser.
Now, this run was pivotal because what it did, his main competitor, Runte, was out. The big Dodge had been fighting all year long. He's out now, so Andy Brass is definitely sitting on a high ground in this monster truck elimination.
Like Army said, it was a war just trying to get into this event. Little welding job there on Gary Porter's chassis. He had some problems earlier in qualifying as we take a look at that qualifying run.
One thing people have to remember, this is an open field. As long as the truck meets safety requirements, each week we run the quickest and fastest 12 monster trucks in the country, but you got to earn your way into it.
Also from qualifying earlier today, Dan Patrick in the Chevrolet Samson truck.
Patrick been around the sport a long time, knows what it's going to take to win. He's going to need a little bit more horsepower, but today it might be a finesse track, not a horsepower track, Gary.
But Army, the toughest run in qualifying was turned in by Magnum Force. That's a Chevy body with a Dodge Hemi power plant. Don Van Leeuw is the driver. And watch what happened in qualifying.
Well, the Chevy body and the Dodge combination didn't have a thing to do with that
wheel.
Front spindle breaking, yeah.
So that put Don Van Leeuw on the truck, and earlier we went trackside and Army had a chance to talk to Van Leeuw.
Once again, we get back to how tough is the qualifying session. We got Donnie Van Leeuw with us right now at the Arizona Sports Shirt Chevrolet. Donnie, what happened? It looks like something just completely cleanly broke off the front left spindle.
Yeah, the front knuckle come loose on it. I don't know why, but I guess them things happen sometimes. At least the truck's still in one piece. I'm not hurt, so everything's fine dandy. You know, we can always come back.
qualifying. Man, that is getting to be a tough thing to do for these Jamboree shows.
Very, very hard thing to do. I mean, everybody's getting their act together and makes a heck of a difference.
Thanks a lot. We're glad you're okay.
All right, thank you.
Well, 12th race of a 13-race series. There's some tired iron out there at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. We're coming back. Well, this will be the only action the Power Wheels Bigfoot will see the rest of the afternoon. Actually, this is not the race truck, a sister truck. The race truck has been eliminated, but other fans enjoying a ride here in the Power Wheels Bigfoot. Take a look now at the pairings for round 2. Overkill against the Monster Patrol. Samson, the Chevrolet, against Moving Violation. And the Bigfoot Cruiser against Pam Botter's Boogie Van. Well, KIRK DABNEY has a brand new engine in Overkill, and back in round 1, he needed all of it on the top end to take on Gary Porter, who was running with a bad frame weld. And here's some action earlier today from round 1. DABNEY the far lane with that new power plant. Oh, he just did get him. He just did get him.
Porter had him over the first jump. As a shutdown there is showing you just how treacherous it is. But another thing this is showing us, horsepower is not the name of the game today. We go into the next round, we're going to see a lot of vehicles we haven't seen this deep into the field. Not taking anything away from these guys, but the big horsepower guys, there's a lot of them sitting on a trailer right now, Gary.
Well, Paul Schaefer staging now was an upset winner in round 1. He took on Colt Cobra in the Snakebite Ford, but the Ford had some problems at the starting line. There's the Monster Patrol in the far lane.
Well, he's got his hands full of another Ford right now. DABNEY, knowing what it's going to take to get in this round. DABNEY leaves on him real quick. Schaefer's going to have to pull it on the other end. Not going to happen.
Schaefer had a mechanical problem right there, and DABNEY takes it. But I tell you, this KIRK DABNEY is a real comer. There's the 551. Slow racetrack today, so really, we don't anticipate seeing those 4-second runs we've seen in previous weeks.
No, but we're only half a second off of that pace on a very, very treacherous track. It's not just slippery, it's treacherous out there.
Well, a few years ago, a 5.5-second run would have been just incredible. There's a look at Moving Violation. Now, this is Brian Welch, a good Hoosier, taking on Ray Porkowski in round 1. Ray had some mechanical problems with the Dodge Express, and Brian had some trouble getting this monster truck woed in the shutdown area. Let's go back and talk to KIRK DABNEY. Army?
KIRK, I tell you what, just what a day to be a monster truck driver. This sport is getting to be awesome. You guys are thumping out there.
Well, you know, Army, we're really trying to race a lot of these corporate sponsored trucks. There's a lot of big names out here. We've got a lot of knowledge on our team, and what we don't have in money, we're trying to make up with some thinking power here.
Tell you what, you're in the next round chasing these Penda points. Good luck to you.
We'll be after it.
And as the Penda Points Series continues, a look at Dan Patrick and Samson, the only driver other than Andy Brass, Dan Runte, or Colt Cobra to win this season. And he won in a Chevrolet, the first driver into the 4-second bracket. But remember, Runte and Snakebite are both on the trailer.
You're exactly right, Gary. That takes 2 of the big horsepower vehicles that we were talking about earlier. The equalizer is the track surface. This is a driver's track. Horsepower doesn't have that much to do with it. Patrick looking good.
Oh, a lot of air there, and Dan Patrick is a 5.67, slides to a stop. And it looks like Brian Welch may have been DQ'd. He just didn't get it finished.
Exactly. Had a transmission go away. I wonder what it feels like to slide one of those monsters. Sliding on grass is weird. Doing it in a 10,000-pound truck has got to be weird.
Well, obviously, there's a totally different feel than sliding, say, a race car, a stock car, or a sprint car even on dirt.
It's better than an e-ticket ride at Disney World right there.
More expensive, too. And Patrick slides her to a stop. He will continue on in competition here from the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Here's Dan.
Dan, I tell you what, you and the high-tech team really got your work cut out for you today. This is a day of unknowns, isn't it? I mean, anything can happen out there.
Well, we come up here, we planned this for 2 weeks. We had motor on kill. We come up with spare blowers to test because we figured this is going to be a speed track today. It's going to take a lot of horsepower. It rained. It just blew all of our scenario away. So now we're detuning and shifting quicker and just trying to keep straight. So each round is just a new trick to try to find out how to get down the track.
But everybody's playing tricks on everybody else, right? So it gets back to experience, I believe, right now. A lot of experience, and that's your strong suit, Dan.
Well, this is a lot, you know, a lot of years in tractor pulling. You drive by the seat of fence. When your tires break loose, you backpedal. It's the same way in the monster trucks. If we're too loose off the line, you got to get it hooked up. You can't get on the track unless you got your tires hooking up.
Well, coming up now, let's see what Pam Botters can do. If she can do the same to Andy Brass that she did for Dan Runte in round 1. Now, remember, Pam won when Runte had a mechanical problem. There's a good-looking Pam from Hagerstown, Maryland. And if she does not beat Andy Brass goes back into the points lead.
Yeah, that's important. The points lead is one race, but, you know, as we look at Andy Brass sitting on the line, Mr. Concentration. But, you know, Pam Botters is a story all on her own. She and her husband run this vehicle called the Boogie Van. She's beaten these guys. We haven't seen her on TV a lot this year because she's qualified but not gotten past the first round. Again, today we're seeing a lot of new faces. We want to make sure people know the name Pam Botters and Boogie Van. They'll be a player in the future. However,
not today
not
because
going to be
she
the
has a
case.
mechanical problem right at the Christmas tree. And Andy Brass with the 5:37 ET victory moves back into the points lead. A lot of breakage here today. In fact, we have Paul Schaefer coming back as the fast loser for the semifinals. He was incredibly slow the last round. A lot of folks from the Ford front office here today watching Andy Brass.
I know you folks at Ford got to be awfully proud of this guy and what he's doing for you. He keeps bumping over in that winner's circle, Bill.
He's an outstanding young man, does a great job for Ford and a great job for Bigfoot. We're real proud of him.
That's coming from the top right there. How did it feel to you out there? You know, it's got to be emotional for you. Okay, I'm going to lay all the cards on the table, and you know everybody's coming after you. I know you want to win this thing. Where's your heart in this thing?
You know, my heart's in the truck right now, and just to make a good pass, be consistent all day today, and we're looking for a winner. You know, go all the way to the winner's circle this afternoon with the truck. Like I say, we're just coming out here. I'm just keeping my head clear, just trying to watch the truck. The Ford's been doing me a good job down through the track. As long as we can hold it straight and stay with it, you know, we're going to take her to the finals.
Well, I tell you what, we just found out this guy just went into the national point lead by 50 points. He's a new national points leader. Let's see if he can hang on and win this thing. Get close. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Army.
With the Pepsi Coliseum in the background, we say welcome back to Indianapolis. Semifinals now underway. Kirk Dabney in the Overkill truck in a near lane goes up against the Monster Patrol of Paul Schaefer in the far lane.
Well, Marty Garza's crewing on the Overkill truck. He's kind of one of these computer guys. Like sit around and play with it. That's where the idea for the chassis came up on the Overkill truck. You put the computer knowledge of Garza up with Dabney, you got a tough team. But you can't take anything away from Schaefer because that guy will rock and roll you in a heartbeat.
Well, of course, Paul has been making small strides all season long. When you add all those little building blocks together, you have a large structure. That's what's happening to Paul. Didn't have a great run the last round, but he comes back, though, as the fast loser. But it's going to be all Overkill this time. Look at the air. Oh, Kirk is
Schaefer
really
might be in trouble.
Player.
Oh, he got her woed. Okay.
Schaefer would have been in trouble had it not been for that quagmire down there. He was able to slide, and the truck didn't tip over. Schaefer heads for the trailer, and Kirk Dabney in the finals for the first time this season. The next pair coming out, Andy Brass will take on Dan Patrick. Ford against Chevrolet. Let's go down and talk to Kirk Dabney.
I tell you what, Kirk, whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Well, I'm really happy it's going our way today. We've worked really hard to get here, and we're glad to be here. The truck is really handling good. My thanks to my crew, Marty, Bobby, and Brian, and the guys that have put so many hours into this truck. Hey, I love it. Thank you, Army.
Well, we'll see who will take on Kirk Dabney for the championship here at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. There's the big blue of Andy Brass. In the near lane, the Ford Bigfoot against the Chevy Samson of Dan Patrick. And, of course, Dan was with the Bigfoot organization for a few seasons and has built many of these chassis in competition today.
Yeah, Dan's been an innovator in the chassis design for Bigfoot, plus himself. As a matter of fact, right now, he told me 6 chassis behind building new chassis for new truck. That tells you about the future of the sport. But you've got 2 very experienced drivers. Both of these drivers have won on this circuit this year. Patrick being the only Chevrolet to have won this year. Andy Brass has been there before. Let's see what's going to happen. Brass looks good off the start, Gary.
Yeah, Brass has him all the way, takes the victory. He'll go to the final. Hang on, Andy. He almost got that thing upside down. But a 5:51, that's not as fast as Dabney. Kirk will have lane choice. And there's Patrick's 6:82. But how about that? Kirk Dabney with lane choice, a quicker run than Andy Brass. Well, Andy Brass had him covered, but watch this rough landing. I mean, his season could have ended right there. He almost got in big trouble and almost got upside down, but he hangs on, pulls it out. Right now, he's down in the pit area with Army Armstrong.
Andy, final time, you know Dabney's tough. You know he's going to come after you with everything he's got. Plus, I believe he's got lane choice. I know he's got lane choice. Where's he going to put you, and does that bother you?
No, the lane choice doesn't bother me. Chances are he's going to throw us over in the right lane, you know, but the right lane's been running good. We've seen it run good in qualifying, you know. It just happened to be I stayed in the left lane today just trying to make passes because I knew some of the guys had faster times and I was going to have to run the left lane. So running in the right lane is not going to bother me a bit, you know. We feel the right lane's a lot better between the cars. Now, whether the takeoff on the starting is going to do any different, but, you know, the time is made between the cars, so if the track's better between the cars, we're hoping we can do it there.
All Ford final coming up. In fact, the first time this season, KIRK Dabney's been in the final, so they're getting the old girl all dressed up for the final. Stay with us. The four-wheel jamborees are part of the Special Events Performance Series featuring a weekend of four-wheel fun. Visit the manufacturer's Midway or check out the Show and Shine competition. Contact the Special Events Promotion Company to find out when a jamboree will be coming to your area.
And Gary, as you know, one of the highlights of the Jamboree is an awesome tough truck competition. Here we have Paul Grady in his Ford Bronco slipping and sliding kind of in a Vince Lombardi mode. He likes to get down and dirty in the interior line, but the big jump is where the fans really seem to get behind him. Keep an eye on this. Sky High Paul.
And didn't even break his suspension.
But the finish line, you have to hit the tire. Gary, he missed the tire.
Disqualified, but the fans loved it. And here's Rory Fisher in a black Toyota. Watch this landing. Ooh, right on the nose.
But he hits the tire.
Customizes the grill.
These tough trucks are really getting exciting. Right now we've got another late model vehicle coming out. That's Jane Haney in an 84 Ford. They are leaning on some equipment, and the people love them.
Well, talk about leaning on some equipment. Look at this. First appearance in the finals for KIRK Dabney in the Overkill Ford. And he will pull alongside Bigfoot and Andy Brass. And as we had guessed earlier, KIRK with lane choice took the lane nearest the camera, and there's Andy Brass. Andy now has the Penda Points lead, trying to secure another championship before he leaves the sport.
You alluded to something a moment ago that we need to bring out. A lot of the big guns from Ford Motor Company are here watching this event, hands-on. They're out here watching these trucks run. Dabney could really help his cause if he could put that big blue truck away, because he also has a Ford.
A little factory support next year?
Hey, well, who knows?
Certainly helps, doesn't it?
They found out in NASCAR it sure helps.
Well, look at that. The sky has started to clear. We certainly appreciate that. It's always cold and dreary here in
your
Indianapolis.
hometown.
I feel bad about that.
We don't have this problem. We come to your hometown and you're not here. Hey, we got a race. Check this out. Check it out, Gary.
It is a good one. Who's going to take it? Who's going to take it? I don't know. She seems to know, but I don't know.
Whoa. Meanwhile, Dabney has definitely got his hands full.
Overkill takes the victory, does he?
Yes.
5:55. Overkill takes the victory over Andy Brass. So we have a brand new winner in victory lane, the first time this season for KIRK Dabney. Look at it again, ever so close.
Boy, Dabney leads on. We've got a good race. Two guys getting down in the trenches. Pull the trigger on the finish line right there. Dabney literally skies past him.
Oh, by inches he skies past him, and here's a happy KIRK Dabney.
Hey, you guys, this is what it's all about. Marty, come here. You're part of this team,
Marty.
too. Congratulations, a great run, but I got to be real honest. You guys have been playing hardball all year long. You could have just rolled over to be their time.
Well, you know, something like this takes a while, and it's not going to happen immediately. And that's one of the things that makes a good winner is you stay after it and you don't give up, and that's what we've done.
Congratulations, fellas. Everybody was tickled. It's a good run. This is what the sport is all about. And I'm sure Andy will come over and congratulate you, too.
Hey, well, I hope so. And my thanks goes to Marty and Bobby and Roger and all the guys that help us at home, and to my wife, Kathy, and my little girl, Paige, who put up with all this.
Brian.
Yeah, Brian, too.
Let's get them all in there, because this is, after all, a team sport. Congratulations all around, and Andy Brass is headed over to congratulate our winner. There's Andy. Now the new point standings. Once again, Andy Brass on top the heap over Dan Runte, Colt Cobra, Fred Schaefer, and Dan Patrick in the top 5. 12 of 13 events. The second 5, Schaefer, Dabney, Porter, Porkowski, and Pam Botters. Well, let's go back trackside and talk to Andy Brass.
Let me ask you real quick, Andy. One more race, then you're no longer a professional monster truck driver, but one more race will give you your 3rd world championship. fourth. Okay, I stand corrected. What's going through your mind right now?
Well, all I'm worried about right now, like I said, is keeping the truck in one piece and trying to make it to tomorrow's race. And just, like I say, just get in it, be consistent, and try to make it into the finals. You know, if we can make it into the semifinals or the finals tomorrow, then that's all we need to do.
So it all comes down to the final race. Andy Brass's last hurrah in the Bigfoot Ford. But today, it was the Overkill Ford of KIRK Dabney. Our congratulations to KIRK and the Overkill crew. For Army Armstrong, I'm Gary Lee. So long from Indianapolis. Now here's news and an exciting video release from Diamond P Sports.